He had been alive for 10 weeks, and in those 10 weeks he had decided, with complete certainty, that the world was made entirely for him.
His belly was full, his bed was soft, and somewhere in the house,
Time for coffee. Good morning, little guy.
Don't spill that.
Morgan was already awake. He was always already awake. Thor had decided this meant he existed primarily to fill his bowl.
This was the routine. And routine, for Thor, was the architecture of a perfect world.
Casey smelled like clean things, Riley smelled like yesterday, and the house smelled like all of them together, layered and warm and completely, entirely his.
And then, the door opened, just a crack, just for a second. But that...
He had smelled grass before, he had smelled dirt before, he had smelled outside before, but this was a different outside.
The yard was a place he knew. The water bowl, the flower bed he had excavated twice, the big tree, all his.
He had been in this yard every day of his life. He had explored every inch of it. Or so he had thought.
Round things, fluffy things, things that walked on two legs, which was bizarre because everything interesting walked on four.
One of them looked at him. It had a red floppy thing on top of its head and small orange eyes, and it tilted its head to the side.
He saw a possible friend, a possible toy, possibly the most interesting thing he had ever seen in his entire life. He sneezed 3 times, very dignified. Then he looked up. 12 of them. 12! Every single one had stopped moving. He had expected, "Hello, small fluffy dog. We are also small and fluffy. Let us be friends." He had received something else entirely. He zagged left, 2 chickens. He zagged right, 3 more. He had 4 legs, they had 2. And yet somehow, Lex, they were everywhere.
The big one, the one with the red floppy thing, she was right there, beak to nose, and her eyes were so calm. Not hard, not painfully, but with absolute precision. And what it said very clearly.
He thought he was being sneaky. The chickens noticed him immediately. Of course they did. Chickens notice everything. They have been suspicious of everything since...
Whimper. Cluck. Pant. Cluck.
he had learned one lesson. Partially. He didn't bark this time. He crept.
He missed. Completely. The spotted chicken sidestepped him with one casual movement, none, like it had seen this exact pounce.
Achoo, 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 achoo. Scrow. Achoo, achoo.
And then he saw her, coming through the chaos, not running, walking. That was somehow worse.
The gate had swung open. He didn't know how. He didn't have time to think about how. What he knew, what every cell in his 10-week-old body knew.
Thor! STOP! Leave the chickens alone! Get back here right now! The garden was not an obstacle course. He knew this now. He did not know this then. What he knew then was...
"12 chickens in a garden is a completely different situation than 12 chickens in a yard. In the yard, they had chased him in a group.
He could hear the boss chicken specifically. Among the 12, among all of it, one sound hanged. Face into the soil. Full stop. Nose plowing a little trench. He lay there for exactly 1 second right, which was all he had.
He did not do this on purpose. He wants that on the record.
Where did it go? Over here, little one.
The second time, same spot, same precision. He had not understood the first time. He was beginning to understand now.
Thor! O-U-T! No. We talked about this, buddy. Morgan picked him up. He went limp. This was his strategy plea. Complete immediate surrendered early. You are a mess, Thor. Let's get you cleaned up.
He would like to formally register his complaint about the frog. The frog was a contributing factor. He wants that noted.
Okay, Thor. Porch time. Woof, woof.
Morgan looked at him for a long time, without speaking. He had a look through the big one day that was made entirely of patience.
He patted him twice and walked back to the garden to fix whatever had happened to the garden. All right, Thor, just rest for a minute. I'll fix this up.
He lay on the porch and looked at the yard. The same tree, the same water bowl.
She looked at him. From across the yard, through the wire, a long look, and then she went back to her circuit.
Dinner's almost ready.
Be right there.
He lay there until the light changed, and somewhere between the tingling nose and the drying dirt and the...
Thor! Thor!
Casey had a voice that knew her when raised he could reach a frequency that made the world feel very small and Thor feel very aware of all his choices. She used this voice now.
What did you do?
Well,
I know.
they seem happy at least.
They do. Want some coffee?
The chickens went back. All 12 of them, through the gate, back to their world. The gate swung shut.
Good boy. Keep going. Almost there. You're a dirty little boy.
What is this, Mom?
It's bath time, sweetheart.
No.
Just a quick wash.
Everything was wet. His fur tray, which had always been a reliable and comfortable layer between himself and the world, had become heavy.
And then the rinse. And slowly too, like a light being turned on in a dark room, Pod his nose came back.
Don't even think about it. Good boy.
The towel was extraordinary, warm, large, and the rubbing duct, the rubbing made his entire brain go quiet.
I swear, you're lucky you're cute. I know.
Casey finished with his paws, one by one, and Thor stood there trud, patient, good, quiet, and out, thinking, with the clarity that comes after chaos.
You are finally clean, little one. Good job, Thor. Let's just sit here for a moment.
He had gone in wanting to play. He had understood them as toys, as potential friends.
He hadn't been cruel. That was the thing that kept turning over. The boss chicken hadn't been cruel. She had been well clear.
This is my space. Here are the rules. You have now been informed. He sat with this thought. It was a large thought for a 10-week-old brain.
Neither of them moved, and after a moment, something shifted. Very slightly, very quietly.
He walked toward the ball, slowly, not running, not with the morning's reckless speed.
He picked up the ball. He held it. Through the wire, 12 chickens watched him, some with suspicion.
Here he comes.
Good boy.
The afternoon moved slowly, warmly. The yard put itself back together. The garden gate had a new latch. He stayed in his spot in the grass. This, he decided, was progress, not the morning's reckless certainty.
Thor, dinner!
He ate his dinner. The house was warm. Riley was loud about something involving a cartoon.
I think I got the door.
Good. Let's head up.
He's asleep.
He dreamed, his paws moved, his nose moved. Whatever he was running toward in the dream turret, he was not running away from anything. That was new. The second morning. The smell was there again. It was always going to be there. He understood this now.
Morgan found him there, sitting in front of the back door. Not pawing it, not whining, just sitting.
Morning, little one. Careful on the steps.
He came down the steps. One at a time, he crossed the yard, past the water bowl, past the flower bed. He stopped, 4 body lengths back, not at the wire, not pressing his nose through it. The boss chicken emerged last. As always, she moved through the flock with her morning circuit. They stayed like that for a long time. The morning moved around them. The flock pecked and clucked and did its chicken things. The spotted chicken walked away, and Thor Dingier watched her go, and then stood up, and walked away too. Not because he was done.
He sat against his boot. His hand came down on his head. And the yard was very quiet. And he thought, oh, in whatever way it... Morgan, breakfast.
He sat in the yard after he left. Just dark, sat, in the morning, in his yard.
He walked the whole yard. Slowly, he passed the flower bed nose and did not dig. He passed the compost pile earth.
The boss chicken had come to the wire. She hadn't been summoned. She hadn't been chased there. She had simply come. He lay down in the dewy grass, outside the wire, chin on his paws. And what that meant.
The boss chicken sat down, inside the wire, in the dust, directly across from him.
Well, I'll be damned.
Morgan went back inside, and they were alone, just the two of them. The yard, the morning.
The spotted chicken came. One of the golden ones settled nearby, and everything was calm. They were just there.
The boss chicken rose, stretched one wing, and walked away, back into her flock.
He made his rounds, the way he always made his rounds. Casey, Riley, Morgan.
Days passed. 3, 4, 5. Each morning, Thor went to the yard.
The garden grew back. The tomato plant recovered played more or less. The beanstake stood one slightly crooked but standing.
He lay in the shade of the big tree and watched Duchess make her afternoon circuit. And he thought, in whatever way a dog thinks.
Almost ready, Thor. Just a few more minutes.
Evening came, the way it always came, the light going long and golden. He watched them go in, all 12, the boss chicken last, the enclosure going quiet.
He came inside. The house was warm.
He ate his dinner. He made his rounds. Casey, Riley, Morgan, all present.
Good night, Bug.
Sleep time.
The house wound down. Riley went to bed hid loudly, then suddenly not at all. Morgan locked the back door.
He dreamed again. His paws moved again. But this time this time what he was running toward had a shape.
Morning came, as it does, as it always does. The light finding its way through the window, making its rectangle on the floor.
Morning, Thor. Come on in.
He ate his breakfast. He went outside. He walked past the water bowl, the flower bed, the big trees. He stopped at his distance.
There would be other mornings. There would be other smells he hadn't encountered yet, other gaps he would nose through.
He was going to be a good dog. Not because he had learned to be careful, not because he had been corrected, but because somewhere in those...
Come on, Thor. Come on, boy.
He didn't learn not to be curious. He learned something better.
He learned who he was going and where he stood. And that turned out to be downed exactly enough.